What if there was a magic key that could unlock the door to future success for any child? Well, there is a magic key, and it's called early childhood education.
Early childhood education matters to children, to families, and our community. We call it the formative years for a reason. It's the most important developmental stage in our lives.
90% of a child's brain is developed by the time they're 5 years old.
We know from the work of Dennis Lockhart and his colleagues at the Federal Reserve that if we wait to invest in children until kindergarten, it's too late.
So if we don't invest early, then we really risk the success not only of that individual, but of the community's economy, workforce, education levels, etc.
Right now, we are in the grips of an incredibly devastating illiteracy crisis for Georgia's children, and there is no way out of this crisis for our children unless we attack it for the ages of birth to 5.
From ages 0 to 5, that's when the most development happens for children of that age, and it's very critical that they're exposed to nurturing caregivers who have the training that they need to help prepare these children for kindergarten.
We know that the potential for any person is dependent on where they are when they enter school, based on their vocabulary, their ability to problem solve, and how they interact or behave with others.
I think the first thing is for parents to understand the significance and importance of early childhood education. One of the best ways to do it is reading to their child every day.
54% of our children are from low-income families. Only 18% right now are ever going to be able to read on grade level from that group of children.
It's very important to understand that when a child has had a background of abuse and neglect, their cognitive development is impaired. They do not learn words. What they learn are behaviors.
Love this quote by Martin Luther King. He said, riots are the language of unheard voices. Well, biting, kicking, screaming, that's the language of an unheard 4-year-old.
When you look at the potential for a child and look at their ability to grow up to be a person in society that gives back, that has a job, you want to look at those first 5 years, because what research tells us is that's going to build the foundation of how their brain develops and their potential of how well they're going to do not only in school but in life.
Well, one of the good things is that research has shown that early intervention works.
We know now that there are hundreds and thousands of children who are entering kindergarten already behind.
There's no one cure or one coin in the bucket that's going to solve the problem. It's going to be all hands collaboratively working together in all areas, from policy making to investment and funding to what happens within the classroom and to what happens with your own child at home.
By investing in early childhood, policymakers will keep parents working and stimulate our economy today while preparing tomorrow's workforce for success.
We need volunteers. We need people who understand how important this is to society, how important it is to our state, to the community.
Not-for-profit, public, private, government have got to get together and collaborate and make sure that in every neighborhood we have quality, affordable, accessible early childhood education. I think if we don't, a whole generation of children and their children are going to be lost.
Parents need to lead by showing their children the importance of reading and literacy.
It is so important for people in the community to speak up to their lawmakers, to their faith communities, to their nonprofits, to say children must be a priority.
Embrace the opportunities around you. Early childhood education is everybody's issue.
Everybody can make a difference in improving early childhood education.
We have to build the public will for children 0 to 5. When there's the public will for that, then funding comes, then education comes, then the legislation comes.
Our future lies in making sure that we give priorities both to our children and to our educators. When we value them, with the time that we spend and the economic resources that we spend, then we will have very different outcomes from what we have right now.
When we invest in very young children, we spend less money on special education. We spend less money because children graduate on time. We spend less money on incarceration and substance abuse as they get into their adult years. But we also make money because as productive adults, they are paying taxes. And as all of this data has been analyzed by economists far beyond my ability, we know that an investment of $1 in early childhood is likely to return $7 to us later on.
We have to work together to resolve these issues and to allow access to high quality programming for all children.
We want all children to have a fair shot and a fair chance at life. We can solve this problem in this state.
We can make a difference, and you can make a difference.
We, I believe, are really poised, if people join and really focus on this issue, to make a difference.
If we choose to invest early, clearly that's going to have a positive trajectory for that child's life.
Michelangelo had this great statement one time when somebody asked him, well, you know, how did you carve this beautiful angel? And he said, you know, I saw an angel in the marble and I just kept carving until I set him free. Well, we have got thousands of children born in Georgia every year, and they are encased in the marble of illiteracy. Things will only change if all of us start grabbing a hammer and start chiseling away. It can happen, but it is going to take the collective will of everybody in this state to say, no more for our children. Enough of this. It's time for them finally to have a fair chance in life, all of our children.